everyone, and welcome back to another video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm doing a video for Koala T Crafts. This is another one of Jen's digis that she illustrates herself. And there was a couple of different cats this month to choose from, and this little guy just spoke to me. I just thought he looked wired, he looked like he needed coffee. And so that's what I decided to do, was a coffee themed card. And what I did was import the image into Cricut Design Space, and then I just laid it out with the words coffee and now. And coffee is in a font called Bleeding Cowboy, and which I just kind of thought looked really cool, kind of went with this little guy's look. And then the now is just Arial bold. And so I just printed it off through Design Space and then just trimmed it out on my paper trimmer. And so coloring the little cat in warm grays, and I think I used the full spectrum of my warm grays. I have all the odd numbers, and I have starting with W9 down to W00 that I used on this little cat. And I also used some R00 in his little tummy, a little on his cheeks, and a little on the little tufts of hair coming out of his ears. And then I did add a secure black glaze pen for his eyes, just to make his eyes kind of come back to life a little bit, because when you color over them they kind of dull down a little bit. And then I used my Signo Uniball white gel pen, and I added highlights on his nose, the tops of his little hind legs, and the tops of his ears a little bit. So now I'm taking some Deco foil. It's rose gold, and I'm using my Royal Sovereign laminator, and I'm just running it through. I got it set on the 5mm setting, and I do like to just run it through twice just to make sure that it gets good and heated and pressed on there. And in doing that, I haven't had any issues. So I just run it through twice. And just give it a second or two to cool, and then peel it off, and you've got your image. So I thought I would just take a little bit of some Tattered Rose Distress ink and go around the edge, because that kind of matches the pattern paper that I'm going to use, and it also matches that R00 that I put in the little kitty. And that's, you see there on the right, my Distress, mini Distress ink storage tin. I love these. It keeps everything organized, and you don't have to dig through anything in your drawer or anything. Before I had these, I was always digging, and I was knocking the caps off or whatever, or the sponge thing was coming out from underneath. So now everything just stays nice and organized in these tins. I have reds in one, blues in one, earth tones in one, greens in one, so it stays very organized. Just using some gray paper that I had in my stash. These were just some pieces left over, so I'm not real sure what they are, as well as that pattern paper. But as far as the white paper I used, for the cat image, that was printed on 80-pound Neenah, and my card base is 110-pound Neenah. And so I'm just popping this up with some 3M foam tape, and I'll center this in the middle of my card. And I will finish this off with, let's see, first, yes, I took some of the scraps and lined them on the inside of the card, just to give a little bit of decoration to the inside of the card. And I'll wait to put any sentiments on the inside of the card, just see what comes up and what I can use this card for. All right, so now, here's where I'm putting the black glaze pen on, and then using my Signo for the highlights. And then I will also use the Nuvo Aqua glitter brush on the now. I got this recently in a Simon Says stamp kit, and I like it. It's got a pretty big brush. You can't do fine detail, but it has a nice shimmer to it, so it's really pretty. And so then I decided to add some Nuvo not glitter drops, but Nuvo crystal drops in Antique Rose. and just kind of match the color scheme. And in the final looks of the picture, so you see I did add a little ground underneath him so he wasn't hanging in the air. I will have a link in the video description below for the Koala T Crafts store, and use code Carol Rosini for a 10% discount. Thanks for watching!